On behalf of the Appletree tribe, thank you to all of those that joined us for the various conversations that we had during level 5 of lockdown, and all the best for navigating level 4 and whatever that means for your business. As a team, our tagline has been good culture is good business. We've used that definition of culture, the way we do things around here. And we've always encouraged organizations to ask that question, does the way that we do things around here, or our culture, support high levels of engagement and performance? It's really been about those two things. It's been about people and it's been about performance. People and their sense of feeling valued at work by their peers, by their leaders, by what they put their hand to, and also their ability to add value through their skills and their talents. And when they wake up and think about going to work, that they aren't filled with dread and despair, but they're filled with a sense of wanting to pitch up and wanting to contribute. And then, of course, the performance side of things, productivity and profitability, those two things combined really just ensure that organizations maximize their potential. And for us, it's been tough to watch as those two areas have been impacted by COVID-19. People, on the one hand, their mental energy being depleted, their emotional capacity being depleted, as they've had to not only just put their hand to their jobs, but manage households or navigate homeschooling, as well as just witness and be a part of what is really just a global trauma. It certainly has been tough. And then, of course, performance, where some organizations have not been able to trade or have had to trade under limited capacity. And now, moving into level 4, have got other restrictions in place. As a team, we've always desired to be trusted partners to our clients in the shaping and sustaining of good culture. We know that over the next 6 months, 2 key focus areas are really critical when it comes to the culture of our organizations: people and their well-being, and leadership. Well-being of people right now, so important to ensure that there's a foundation of health that people bring to their role, that people bring to the daily activities in an organization. Their mental energy, their emotional energy, their grit, their resilience, their ability to really think and to deploy their skills and talents into the right areas. And then, of course, leadership, so critical and perhaps never been more critical. But the ability to communicate strategy, to engage people in a collaborative manner, to ensure that everybody's able to move forward in the right direction. And then to leverage on empathy and to consider where people are at and to deal with the tough space that many people are going to be experiencing. To really just lead well as to live well in the midst of this COVID-19. And so for us, looking ahead, we've had to ask the question, well, how do we support our organizations? How do we continue to be trusted partners? And we recognize the constraints. We recognize that headspace is limited, time is limited. Given everything else that's going on right now, what does culture look like? What does a focus on culture look like? Budgets, granted. Where we put our money, how we use our money, conservative thinking into the future because of the uncertainty. And then, of course, the awkwardness around social gatherings. People being able to pitch up and feel comfortable sitting next to other people with all the masks and the sanitizing of common spaces. No conferences, no campaigns. And in many respects, all the things that we used to do up until now, we can't do anymore. But that's such a great opportunity to think very carefully about what are the right areas to invest in. What are the key activities that are really going to make the biggest difference? What do we need people to gather around, and how do we get them to do that, to ensure that the right results are reached? This week, we as Appletree are looking forward to putting out some very practical ways for you as a business to continue the momentum in shaping and sustaining good culture, taking into consideration those constraints and taking into consideration the need to focus on those 2 key areas, well-being and leadership. We look forward to adapting, to remaining agile, to being partners to you, to working collaboratively with you to ensure that the momentum is sustained in such a critical area, the area of culture. We're excited for what this could mean. We're excited to watch organizations shift into a whole new space when it comes to this area of culture, and we're excited to watch organizations that have invested in culture strengthen it even further, and for businesses and teams and departments and divisions to look back down the line over what they were able to achieve in the midst of incredibly trying circumstances, and to allow those insights and lessons to forge the way forward for what their culture looks like in the years to come.